Hello, welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, coming to you from Los Angeles, California. This week I'm joined by Bradley Ellis.
Hello.
Michael Huber.
Falsi.
Oh my God.
Michael Damiani.
Let's see. There you go.
Let's see. Nice.
And making it all happen in the control room this week, Don Casanova.
Hello.
Don, who's your favorite character from Final Fantasy 13?
Come on, Brad. You know I got a lot of things moving around, a lot of moving parts in here, don't you? What are you trying to do? Make my head explode?
It's hope. Confirmed.
Yeah, it's hope.
That was too easy.
Friends, we're here to talk about some of the biggest headlines in video games this week. We've got new info on that RE4 remake. We've got a potential sequel to Titanfall and Apex getting canceled. And the big first parties are all just skipping E3. But before we get started, we must answer for the mistakes we made in last week's episode. Don, begin corrections music, please.
Boop.
All right. When going through the games that were featured at the Xbox Developer Direct, I noted Forza Motorsport 5 as one of the titles.
Oh, whoops.
Yep, just total brain fart, slip of the tongue. Of course, Forza Motorsport 5 launched with the Xbox One way back. The game shown last week is simply titled Forza Motorsport. If they kept numbering them, it would be number 8 at this point. While Isla's memory of the conversations at game trailers on Minecraft's graphics is probably true, in fact, it did not get a bad score in its review. The final score was 9.0, and the presentation score was an 8.0. So, I don't know where those conversations ended up or what went down, but
Odyssey of recollection.
yeah, maybe the presentation was higher than an 8.0 and it got knocked there, but yeah. Conversation might have been completely different context. I don't know.
Yep.
Brad. This is more of a correction for me, but it concerns you.
The Kingdom Come?
In Like a Dragon Ishin,
Oh.
the Kenny Omega card is called Essence of One-Winged Angel.
Okay. Well, I just
But
asked.
your
Okay.
character doesn't actually do the move.
Oh.
It's just this wide circular swing attack.
Okay. Well, he doesn't do the move, though.
What is that?
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's pretty disappointing, actually.
Yeah. I wonder if like AEW wouldn't let it or something.
No.
Or something. That's weird.
They probably just took moves and
Yeah,
like, named them different things in different
All
territories.
right. All right.
If you have a correction, leave it in the YouTube comments on either the public version or the patron version of this podcast. Use the word correction so I can find it in search and put a timestamp on there so I know what the heck we were talking about. End corrections music.
Boop.
All right, starting it off with the big stunner.
Stunner!
Oh, God.
Stone Cold!
There we go.
E3's back, but is it really? Report from IGN this week shows that Sony is not going to be at E3, Xbox is not going to be at E3, and Nintendo is not going to be at E3.
Jeez.
Devastating blow.
Yeah.
Devastation.
Yeah. Wild.
That hurts. It hurts my feelings.
Yes, absolutely. Apparently, though, so Xbox announced that showcase. I was thinking it was just going to be like a press conference, but it's like, no, they announced like an in-person showcase. And Phil Spencer's like talking about timing it for a convenient moment for press and consumers. So
somewhere in...
they just going to be over there where they were anyways and just not be officially E3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
E3 is going to be going on and Xbox is going to be over in the Microsoft Theater.
And then Keely's a week before, right?
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah,
Okay.
Keely's the week before.
Yeah.
But his thing is going to be more like the Game Awards.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be, like a theater presentation that people will get tickets to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
for me,
hands-on for the public or anything.
For me, it never has anything to do with convenience or anything. It just has to do with like one single place where we're all celebrating video games together.
Right.
So that is why I'm bummed about this. If everyone does their own thing, like loses a little bit of that magic. Everyone coming together in the same room, basically, to just celebrate the industry, celebrate games.
Yeah. This sucks if it's true. Like,
Yeah.
There's so much to say, but it's like, what? I feel like what's the point if you don't have like the big three? You could get
other companies to show up, but it's just we were all excited about the return of E3 and maybe getting something that felt a little bit closer to pre-pandemic times. And obviously, I didn't think maybe they get everyone back, but like I was kind of expecting like Nintendo and even if Microsoft was doing something adjacent, I kind of like expected that. And to hear that like. Yeah, the three of them, like Microsoft's doing its thing, but Sony and Nintendo not even being a part of it. Like, I mean, Nintendo not being a part of it on top of Sony, it just makes it's just like a downer of a news. Like you hear E3's coming back in person. We got a new PR company, a new like trade show company to run it and stuff. So like we're trying to turn a new page with it. All right, let's give it a chance. Now it's like, oh man, like you kind of like cut off its legs before you can even begin the race. And yeah, if I'm like Reed Pop or was it Stride PR, whoever is like running it, like in the ESA, you need to do whatever the hell it takes. Even if they're gonna say no, throw everything at all of them to be like, what's it gonna take to get you to participate in this? Whatever way. Sony, do you just want to do like your own venue and your own thing, but like can we just throw E3 branding and just do it around that time? Like same thing like Nintendo. Like I don't know what it is, but like you really need to seriously consider that because I don't think they come back from this if all those three aren't a part of it or not really a part of it as Microsoft is indicating, and everyone just seems like it's like no different than the last 3 years, which is like underwhelming in like a bunch of different ways. Mm-hmm. I just don't see what's the point, and like I don't even know if it could come back from this. I feel like they're betting the farm, on this being successful, and it's like. Is this like the end of E3? If
seems
this,
like it, man.
Yeah,
It really seems like it.
Yeah, from what I can tell, it sounds like they're still reeling from the momentum of ESA's missteps in past years, and B, it just seems like Reed Pop hasn't had enough time to put this show together the way it needs. And I've got some statements here. The statement from Reed Pop official is, as we spent much of 2022 refining how E3 2023 would take shape. Reflecting on the feedback we solicited, we did not send a single contract to an exhibitor until the start of this month, meaning January. We have received a tremendous amount of interest and verbal commitments from many of the biggest companies in the industry, and when we are ready to announce the exhibitors, we are confident it will be a lineup that will make the trip to Los Angeles well worth it for the industry and consumers alike. And then later on in IGN's report, their source claimed that Reed Pop began contacting publishers about E3 last fall while promising to book spots in December. And then they didn't send out anything until January. So with less than 6 months to go, the sources say there's a lot of missing information. There's not a good sense that there's an understanding of what this show is going to be or how it will come together, which is strange from a company that does such an amazing job with PAX twice a year.
Yeah, that's a bit concerning to hear.
It's alarming.
Yeah. Well, because E3 needs to be something different. I personally would be very unhappy and dissatisfied if it just ended up being another like PAX. It can't just be. They already have PAX.
Right.
They have multiple PAX. So like, why do we need another one? I don't know. Like, I was very optimistic about the changes, especially like the public press division that they were doing. Yep. It's no longer just days. It's actually, facilities and areas of the convention center that would be designated for that. I mean, I don't know what it is. Like, honestly, E3 was historically a trade and industry show. It was not for the public. And if that's what it's going to take, like, part of me thinks like the ESA wants it to be a consumer-focused thing because it means more money because more people can go. And I would suspect the companies don't want that. They already go to other events where they are consumer shows. This is not meant to be this. So I wonder if that's one of the big, sticking points.
Well, I know with Sony, when they pulled out, like their sticking point was that it's neither. It's not good for either of these purposes. It's like it's not really good as an industry event, and it's not really good as a consumer event. It's trying to be both at the same time.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's hurting it. And I mean, maybe there is a way that they can do it, but I think maybe just going back to what it used to be might be like the way to have it. And I just don't know what they're doing with their identity there. And if that's what it is, I mean, go back to that. That's what brings everyone back. Then please just like do that so we can get like the show floor back to like how it used to be, and having the press conferences, all the press conferences back. But as it is now, like everyone's doing their. I think part of the problem is it might be too late to put the genie back in the bottle with some of these companies because they've done it their own way. And like,
Yep.
do we even
Yep.
like
Yep.
even if they gave everything we want, do we really even want to do that? Like
Right.
specifically Sony. Like I'm most convinced Sony would be the one that would just never be interested in going back under any circumstance. And I'm starting to get the feeling that the last few years, even though they were doing directs, Nintendo's probably getting the vibe. Do we really need to even go to E3 and be a part of it as well? Like, what's really they have
So much safer just having like a pre-edited video direct.
But they
just
also-
throw it up.
But they
and-
have they're at consumer events
Yeah.
and they do their presence
The
there.
big stuff at PAX.
Yeah, but that I think they're satisfied with that. I don't think they want to have games that aren't out yet, like in a preview capacity at like a big event, or maybe closer to it. Like I think Nintendo's about timing. I don't think Nintendo likes that time frame right now where it's in June. Like I think each year it's different for them. I think they like having control, and I would expect all of them like that. Like sometimes June doesn't fit their calendar for like that's not in our marketing plans. That's not a great month for us to do like a convention and like announce these projects. Like we'd rather announce them later. So that just might be a problem with E3. It can't be that flexible and dynamic like that. Whereas their state of plays, their Xbox developer showcases now, and like Nintendo Directs can be whenever. And if they really want to, they can host their own events. And we're like, Sony has done, PlayStation Experience before. I mean, they haven't done it in a long time, but they could bring it back if they want to. Nintendo has done their own unique consumer-focused events, especially in Japan. They've done them in the past. They could do that if they really wanted to, or just do like a mall tour or something like that. I'm
Right.
sure Microsoft would probably do something similar. So I guess maybe the answer is the need for E3 is just diminished so much.
Right. But-
need for E3 has diminished.
What you're
That sums
saying-
it up, dude.
Yeah, what you're saying though, I think that it speaks to what we're saying with that split purpose is
Yeah.
Like Nintendo's not had a problem showing off really early stuff or even things that are experimental and might never get released in the past. But when you tack on consumer days,
Don't understand it. Yeah.
that's a completely different ball of wax.
Yeah.
And and then you end up with this thing, which we've seen at past E3s where it's like, okay, you've got the big booth with all the lights and statues and everything and costumes going on, and then you've got like the behind the scenes business booth. Where this is where you actually see everything else.
That sort of already existed. We know
Right.
that. Like the floor with all the meeting rooms was kind of already going on. So I guess it was like it always depended on whether or not these companies bought in and like went like would support that more, because not every company had a private meeting booth or even had everything there, and it would also be like a by appointment only, like compared to Gamescom. I'm comparing it to where most places. They had everything that was on the show floor, and then some would be at their booth, at their press area. Whereas I don't know if like E3 they'd want to do it that way, or maybe E3 wasn't pitching it that way, and that was part of the problem. But yeah, you're right. Like doing something weird and experimental, and like you let people in now with like social media, like average person just goes in there and like, this looks stupid, I'm gonna take a video of this and like make meme and dunk on it, which was a popular thing to do. And it's like, now that's like really bad press for that. I mean, it's press, but it also like they might like not the narrative. Whereas in the past, we go, it's a controlled thing.
Yeah.
Like they feel a little bit more
even like a
confident.
lot of E3 demos, it's like it's early
Yeah.
build. It's not really fully fleshed out to be a demo, and it would they would crash a lot. Things weird happen.
We never we never went on
Yeah.
like a video and be like, oh, it crashed so many times, it's bad and stuff, because like we understood like this is actually legit art. This isn't like a public beta or even a closed beta. This is before all that stuff. Then you got and it's like running in an environment that not necessarily is like the most optimal. So you got to give a little bit of leeway there. It was, and that the focus on that, they would just not like that. Whereas we really never talked about that stuff. So yeah, like a system crashing and having to like imagine, lifting up the curtain. It's not even a console under there. It's like a PC, and you're like, oh, it's not even on the system. Like like that type of stuff would like run wild. So you got to be careful about that. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It bums me out. I'm just going to be
Bums me
sad not to be able to talk to a lot of developers there and stuff
and
about their games.
patrons and all of it, dude. Just like seeing, just celebrating games with devs and fans. It's the best.
That's the biggest thing for me. It was we all got to get together with people we like never get to see very much at all. It was just it was a good place to like hang out and have that kind of experience with that, but also just like losing that kind of laser focused week. Just for me, just like personally sucks. I hate it being so scattershot in the last few years, being so spread out.
Dude, it's like the Super Bowl, the World Cup, all rolled into one. When it's like E3 at its best, when it's like 3 or 4 days in a row of just like press conference. Press. Oh, I love
Well, I've
that.
seen too, with the fact that, Keely's doing his thing, that, people are concerned that like, okay, well now, like the dates for E3 have basically stretched from like the Wednesday before through like the Saturday after, essentially, and just like, how much hotel rooms and everything is going to cost people that come in from out of town to cover the event.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like that its current format as it is just can be strenuous because of that. Whereas before you're looking at like 4 to like maybe 6 days like window, like a proper week. Now it's like you're saying like extending almost like 10 days now. It's like that's a little much.
I would also imagine not only making a playable build of the game, but putting on a gnarly press conference is like millions of dollars. Whereas doing a state of play or something
Right.
can't be that expensive.
Yeah, I mean, but Nintendo was doing stuff like that even when they were on the floor.
Yeah,
so.
Hubert, I'm okay with every single company moving away from live press conference. I know it'll be like there's something to be lost from that, but if that's like a trade-off, like it's been fine. Like I'd rather just get to the announcements, like honestly, and have those reaction moments. But like, yeah, you would like lose out on like no
Live
God of War
crowds,
orchestra,
dude,
no
live reaction.
stuff like that. But you never know. Like they could in a video, they could just like shoot something at a place to do something special like that. It's not like, but being there live, just like when you like, going to IMAX and seeing it and that
Right.
experience,
It's an
like
event.
it's part of the thing. Yeah, I definitely understand it as being there,
But to that end,
yeah.
Hubert, that cost, I think that's why I think they blew it by not having this ready yet, and like they, it might not be their fault. Like it takes time to solicit everybody's opinions and try to put something together.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing is like these companies, like they need to have this stuff booked and in motion, and they need to have a whole bunch of people hired, and you got to think about all of that. Like you're going to hire all of these because they had teams that were used to doing this, but it all had to go away. And so now,
that's
like
a good point.
The people that were in charge and experts in putting these events on every year,
event managers and stuff.
for
Yeah,
a large part, like they don't even have those people on staff.
That's
Damn.
a really good point. Also, like a little like I knew somebody who worked in assembling like booths and stuff and trade shows and stuff, and like they knew people who actually did like the E3 stuff. And it's like multiple millions of dollars per booth. Yeah, like that companies are out to like have those.
Millions of
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the lead time
designs,
and
like
the lead
knowing
time.
your floored space, knowing what you're going to put on
January
every
was too
wall.
late. Yeah, January was way too late for a lot of the more elaborate stuff. So that's, and if Reed Popstra didn't have like something in place to facilitate, we already contracted some people. Like if they didn't have that ready to go, then yeah, it does make this year a little bit rougher to commit to. So I guess that's a good point, because maybe that buys a little bit of hope that. I hate saying next year. We've been saying it so many years, but like next year, if like now like they understand what E3, they have their vision of E3, they have it all sorted out. Next year they could have longer lead time so that bigger companies would want to commit to it.
Yeah, and that's what it sounds like. It sounds like there is a wait and see kind of vibe going on. It's like, okay, well, we'll see what you do, and then maybe next year we'll join up if we like it.
Yeah.
Or we'll tell you what we don't like.
The last interesting angle, I mean, this is more relevant to like people who cover like us. It sucks for us because like it was like one of the biggest things for us business wise,
Right?
And it hurts losing or none of the big three even showing up. Like that really is like very detrimental and stuff. But so our format, how we do it, it's not great. Like it like that was a huge month. But for people who maybe are like permanent streamers, people who can't afford to miss like even a day and lose their audience, this could also be like a show of like evolving stuff where like they might be reaching out to a lot of like people, influencers, streamers, like we can't afford to be at an event for more than maybe a day. Like you want us to come for how many days? No, that's not happening. So it could just be like the evolving way people are covering games as well, that not as many people want to go to an in-person physical event anymore. Whether they're used to doing so much remote stuff that happened over the pandemic, they'd prefer to do that, or just wait like, oh, you're gonna do E3, but are you gonna have like a event maybe like later afterwards, just like a one-day thing? I'll wait till that one. Like I want to go to that one. There's just stuff like that because they gotta consider their business and how many, when they're not streaming, how many viewers they're losing, or people aren't resubscribing. So that's just something to, maybe
thought of that.
consider. Yeah.
That's a good insight, Damiani.
Yeah, I think, and we've seen this over the years too that we've done it. Is like, it's become, the valuable part of E3 is getting that hands on.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
You know, that's the difference maker. Is like, you get the trailer and you get in the next day and you get your hands on it, and and because the rest of the stuff, like even broadcasting demos or whatever, it's like the companies have that all covered. Like they're gonna have their streams going on. Nintendo's gonna have their Nintendo will probably still have a Treehouse Live. Like
Yeah.
That God of War 3 demo, they had it there, and then they released it.
So it really
online.
comes down to like having the opinions of people who are playing the stuff for the first time and who aren't being paid to just give you the bullet points. Yeah, and that's really where the value kind of comes in.
Do we need to do, so saying Nintendo, like I could see them absolutely doing like Treehouse Live, like doing a direct. They could technically still do a direct. That's because it's not E3 branded. It's called Summer Direct. They didn't do it last year, but like maybe this year they do one, and then they followed up with like a Treehouse Live for a day, where instead of letting people come to play, they're just having their staff play it and explain it. I could see them doing that, but I forget if it's a topic.
Did they
but
do that last year?
No, they didn't have anything in the summer.
Oh, was it the year
We
before
had
that?
we had the third
With
party
Dread?
thing. We had small.
'Cause I think they played.
We've
Dread
had
and
they
stuff.
did during the pandemic. They did do Treehouse
Okay.
Lives for a few different things. But before that, in like E3 2019, they always had Treehouse Live.
Right.
That was the last 2D Metroid, the remake,
Samus
Metroid 2
Samus,
remake.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also was not just revealed, but they showed it off there. But Blood, the thing. Sorry, I was trying to get at the reports also saying that I mean, this is not the IGN report, I believe, but the report saying that, a reason maybe Nintendo's not there, saying that Nintendo has nothing big left for the rest of the year. Have you seen that stuff?
Yeah. People
I don't
say
know.
that every year,
I don't know
we
about
get to June, and then all of a sudden there are the games. Like,
Yeah, I was like, I don't know about that one, but I mean, that was a little bit why Nintendo didn't do a direct though last summer. Their stuff was later for the fall, and they wanted to have a shorter lead time. So, I mean, we're not saying that what's been reported is true, but if it is true, that could also be a reason. Going back to the timing, Nintendo maybe this year, like we want to reveal everything in September. Like we're gonna there's probably a direct happening very soon, and then they probably do one in the fall, and like that's maybe better. That's just better suited their schedule. So something in the middle of summer for them has always been that doesn't really work for us anymore. I don't
Right.
know.
yeah, I mean, it's probably something that varies year to year.
Well, sorry, that's what because I imagine E3 is locked into a contract with the LA Convention Center, so they can't change dates. That's what I was gonna the point.
Sure.
Because I wonder if part of all the companies would rather have it at a different date, but they can't until that. I have no idea what the contract stands at this point, but it'd be interesting to see how many years on that lease or whatever they have
Sure.
left to maybe.
It's just hard because like
Yeah.
the schedule's already pretty stacked. You
Yeah.
get later in the year and you've got PAX and Gamescom like right eating on top of each other, and TGS not that long afterwards. So it's like if you're not doing it in June, then like you don't have a lot of wiggle room. People aren't gonna want to do it like in the fall when they're launching games and everything,
Yeah.
unless it becomes a really consumer focused show.
You know what?
Right, like E for all.
We talked about that recently. The first year, great. Second year, everyone bailed and and it died. I was gonna bring up it's still going on like CES. Like maybe companies will start going back to go back to CES because it is a
No,
consumer event.
No, thank you.
I think didn't Sony go to that recently?
They do.
This year?
Sony
Usually is there because they have the rest of their
Yeah.
consumer electronics. So
Yeah.
They had PSVR
Go,
too
go to
there.
Vegas
Yeah.
in January.
yeah. So hopefully we'll get good news about E3.
Hopefully, real bummer.
Again,
Hopefully
Yeah.
one of these things will kind of turn around.
Yeah.
ESA people are listening. You do everything possible to get them in here.
Pay them.
The only question
Please,
should
please.
be how much? How much?
Like
to
wh-
the,
yeah,
to the
like
devs, you know?
like waive all the fees. Like whatever it takes, man. Like
Whatever
come
it
on.
takes.
Yeah, everyone's got a price.
Like, the narrative right now is like, yeah, well, E3's dead now, so like
Yeah, it's not a good
you got to
narrative.
do something about that perception.
Yeah. All right. We got new info on that Resident Evil 4
Yeah,
remake.
Huber's not
Huber's
hyped
not
to
happy.
that.
But Huber, I'm
Huber,
leaving
I'm
out a
with
couple
you.
of things
I'm with
in
you,
here
Huber.
because I read through.
There was
some
one
stuff, and I'm like,
such big one. Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I-
What are you doing?
I'm with
out
you. I'm
there?
with you, Huber.
Yeah.
I don't
but,
know
with
if
you,
we're
Huber.
talking about the same thing.
But it's business, so lay it on us.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. No.
That's right.
I'm here. Lay it on us.
I just don't want to see it in action. You can tell me
Yeah.
I don't want to see it in
Okay.
action.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and no story change reveals. I don't
Yeah.
want to know that.
Seriously.
Game Informer did their big cover story on Resident Evil 4. 12 pages.
Massive
That's why there's
spread.
so much info, dude.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah, it's been
They flew out in
nonstop.
Japan and all that stuff. The two big ones, they're talking about removing QuickTime events
Yeah.
Yeah.
and adding side quests.
Nice.
Yeah, we kind of got that with Village a little.
Yeah.
Side objectives.
Yeah, and thinking about the recent Dead Space and those side quests, nothing major, but just
Yeah.
opportunities to
Oh.
roam around.
First freaking side quest is going to be the Blue Medallions.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
tutorial
tutorial
for
about-
side
Yeah, they
quests.
said that
No doubt.
that is coming back. The Blue
No doubt.
Medallion is coming
Yeah,
back.
gotta get
It's
that
one of them.
gun.
Yeah,
100%.
we know.
What's the gun you get from it? I forgot.
100%.
The other handgun.
Punisher?
Yeah, like Blacktail or Punisher, or whatever it is.
It's Punisher.
Yeah, so they gave a couple of examples, including delivering carcasses of snakes,
Ooh.
collecting like 3 snake carcasses,
Oh,
Love that,
That's like
dude.
Village.
That's
like I
Village.
said,
Yeah, yeah.
and then tracking down and killing an infected dog.
Whoa.
Sounds
Monster
kind of
Hunter.
intense, yeah.
Yikes.
And then you go to the merchant, just like in Village, to complete your side quests.
Oh, nice.
Tracking the dog is in the maze.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
Oh no! No.
Love that.
Oh no.
And then with the QTEs, I'm curious what you think about this. They're talking about replacing them with more modern mechanics.
Okay.
They called one of their main goals, but it doesn't sound like they got rid of all of them.
Okay,
Krauser.
Do you know what the answer
Right.
is, Heber? It's me. Literally because of me. Telling everyone he can smash every freaking
Yep,
possibility,
yep.
and you still win.
Yep.
There's no
Match them all.
penalty for it. So
Match
they're like,
them all.
that's not satisfying. That's not intense. The
They're
first time
disgusted, yeah.
the first time you went
They were
through, yes,
sickened.
it got you. You were like, oh my god, QuickTime events are new. You can't do that
They
anymore.
were
It does not
disgusted.
work. And when you do it where you input wrong, like people get angry at that stuff. Like that's not good.
Try for that input lag.
Yeah. So you got to do something different.
Yeah.
So what if it's like a series of like it's not QuickTime, but you have to do the right series of like actions, like
Well,
the
I
right
hope you have
knife
to like.
moves,
I hope
like
you
the
have
right
to like
knife moves.
parry and attack.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I want it-
exactly.
That's what they're saying. Is that the knife parrying and
Yeah.
stuff? That's part of that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like, have you seen The Hunted with Tommy Lee Jones and Benicio del Toro? I hope Capcom watched that movie because that's what we want out of the Krauser fight. Fed. Sorry to reference a very specific
Yeah,
thing,
just gotta
but
get
there's sick
Parry windows.
knife
dude.
shit in there. Yeah.
Riposte.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Apparently, you used the right thumbstick R3 to tell Ashley whether to follow closely or stay further back.
Cool.
Oh.
But they said she's always going to follow the player. You can't just like make
No
her camp
cheese!
out.
No cheese.
No leaving it behind.
Hide in that box.
They're coming for you, Dami.
No, they know the cheese. Leave her behind a corner, I should say.
Like Resident Evil 4 original is maybe like the most downloaded game of all time. Like everyone just has it so meted out. So, I mean, clearly they're just like, okay, how do we avoid this? How do we avoid this? How do like, what do we change here?
it's
We're gonna
They've watched you, Dami. Like, how do we
when I do my first stream, I'll work with Gabby. We need to make like my Damiani reaction counter to like annoyed at like change things where it's like bullshit or like like my cheese is gone.
What if you can't reset the room?
Oh
Dami?
man, I will go on a tirade. I will have a monologue about the like creator's intent being destroyed. The spirit of Resident Evil just like obliterated.
Shattered.
There will be a quick select for weapons.
That's
8
sick.
weapons on quick select.
So good. That is
nuts.
replaying that game every time. Like, god damn, this needs a quick select, please. This is so annoying having
Yeah.
to go to that stupid suitcase. Sorry, it's not stupid, but the
I know what you
action,
mean.
the act
Having
of
to
doing it
shave.
is stupid.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the last one that I wanted to include, there will be 6 control schemes, including one that's based on the classic RE4
Dude, just be named
controls.
after viruses.
Hmm.
Just like we found out Bond's controls are named after the Bond girls. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that till
Same.
I wonder why
today.
they just won't have where you can just map any button you want.
PC version.
PC version, I know you can do it in other things, like if you have controllers you can do, but I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Do the
pretty
other
good.
ones? I forget off the hand. Do the other ones let you do that right away now or not?
I don't know.
I kind of forget.
But whatever.
But yeah.
Good job, Bloodworth, keeping a couple of those extra juicy details out of there. Well done. Proud of you. Very proud of you.
Yeah, but any thoughts of just the parts that we shared?
I've seen obviously clips going around. Clips are going around, and it just looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Really funny thing. I was thinking it, and then I read people thinking the same thing. The rain looks a little
Oh,
like
yep.
GTA
I saw that.
definitive.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Spearhunter was saying that. It's like, took the words out of my mouth. It's like, yeah, that looks a little
Too
distracting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Too opaque. Yeah. But it just keeps looking incredible. Everything I see.
Yeah, dude. Anything I hear about this game that ruin or destroys people's old tricks,
Yeah,
their old
I love it.
tactics,
I love
I'm
it.
very happy about
Yeah.
this.
Man,
The knife having durability and all that
the
stuff
shotgun
now.
gets nerfed. I'm gonna be very upset.
Can't put Ashley in a dumpster anymore.
Well, they said you can't
can-
just leave her like. So the thing was, there weren't always dumpsters around.
Oh, I know.
So I imagine they maybe they're getting rid of them. That's what they mean. But like, it's like the thing was in certain rooms, like you couldn't leave her by the doors, right? But like you could find a safe spot and pretty much camp her there,
Yeah.
and then go out and aggro everything, and it's like hang around, like okay, this is easy.
You can go up and knife now if she's getting carried away, and it won't like kill her. So it's really not. You just run up to her, knife, and it'll stab the dude, the Ganado or whatever, taking her away.
yeah, well, maybe she's got like even better AI now, so like, maybe she'll
probably
try and
does.
evade or something.
God, I
hope
hope
so.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
GameCube AI.
Yeah, well,
So
Duh.
all that crazy info coming out, then we're a month away now. February comes out in March.
The end of March.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
very
yeah.
end
Hey,
of
one
March.
month plus. Demos next, probably, right?
yeah,
It's
where's that
out in
demo?
March, right?
Yeah.
Where's that
That
demo?
is interesting.
It is
Where's that
out.
demo?
You can say
Because the
Resident
last
Evil Remake
point-
is out next month.
The last point I have on here is Capcom expects record sales.
Oh, it'll be the highest of all
next
time.
fiscal
No
year.
question.
But that's the thing.
No doubt.
Coming out in March, Resident Evil 4 is not included in that.
Yeah. Monster Hunter World 2.
Or
Yeah.
two.
Or
No,
Dragon's Dogma
Dragon's
2.
Dogma
Yeah.
2.
I don't know that Dragon's
Monster
Dogma's ready
Hunter is
yet.
probably the only thing. They probably have huge expectations for Street Fighter also.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
That'll
Street
be the
Fighter
highest selling.
6.
But there's gotta be, like,
sell
one more
well.
thing.
Yeah.
One more thing.
They're forecasting 40 million unit sales.
Yeah.
for
Insane.
Bam,
next year.
Bam, bam, bam,
I don't think
bam.
Exo Primal is going to do that.
No.
I hope that's not what they're expecting with
Right.
Exo Primal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think RE4 will still bleed over into
It will.
that
Yeah,
next
it will.
fiscal
Oh
year.
my god, yeah.
Because
And-
you're saying late March, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they won't get launch, but they will have the tail for sure.
They'll get a few million off of that, the least. I think I think Street Fighter 6 is going to be the highest selling Street Fighter of all time.
Yeah.
And Resident Evil 4 will be too.
Yeah.
I really think so.
I think I would probably wager at least minimum 10 million sales between the RE4 and Street Fighter 6 to that 40 million. But yeah, you still leave a huge gap
It
there.
has to
Like,
be
well,
Monster Hunter. I don't know
Has
what
to
else
be.
is that.
Monster Hunter World 2 has like
Yeah.
your
Like
answer.
Dragon's Dogma could be huge, but like I don't. Dragon's Dogma's historically never
Not
been that
that-
huge.
yeah.
Yeah. And they've been milking Monster Hunter Rise, porting it over
Dude,
over
they're
and over.
milking Monster Hunter World. They just got new ports of it that came out like last month.
Right.
What if they? Oh no, they wouldn't do 2 fighting games in 1 year. That's too fast.
No.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna
that's
say
what I'm
a
saying though.
versus
Like
game.
I similarly don't think that they're gonna put out a Monster Hunter game and Dragon's Dogma game in the same year.
No.
Oh yeah, I
It's-
could
it's
see.
probably
There's gonna be
Monster
way
Hunter.
too many people that
I
are gonna
could
try to
see
compare them.
Dragon's Dogma
It's,
next year.
it's Monster Hunter is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's next year. It has to be a new Monster Hunter. That's like already a multi-platform.
Yeah,
Fallout
that'll be
world,
like
yeah.
next February probably
Maybe. Yeah.
when they launch.
What else do they have?
Mega Man.
That's not good.
Legends. Mega Man
Devil May
Legends.
Cry.
Mega Man
Well,
Legends
there you go.
Remake.
800,000 copies added on the list.
Yeah, they got Battle Network
I feel like we're forgetting.
They do have the
something.
Battle Network thing
Yeah.
coming. Yeah.
collection.
Dude, Lost Planet's gonna
Lost
save
Planet's
Lost
coming back.
Planet.
Dead
Lost
Rising.
Planet remake.
Not even.
That 40 million's insane, man. That's like okay.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a Monster
They
Hunter.
believe in Onimusha so hard.
They
So
so
stoked.
hard they didn't
Yeah.
even give us the 2 remaster.
A Capcom character is going to
Pirates.
be in Kingdom Hearts 4. There
Wow,
you go.
that'd be sick.
They're going to
How are they
count
getting the sales
They're
off
going
of
to
that stuff?
count Kingdom Hearts 4 sales, and it comes out watch next January. So
Probably just be like a serve bot. All right.
yeah, 40 million is insane.
Maybe,
Yeah,
they,
that's
maybe they
insane.
got a Marvel game coming too.
That's what
Everyone's
I
got
was
a
saying
Marvel
about
coming.
versus. Maybe
Yeah,
there's a
versus
Marvel vs.
Capcom.
Capcom.
Get that MCU
Keep
money.
dreaming, dude.
Or just
The last one did not
that
do
or a
well.
Capcom All Stars type game or something like that.
Oh
is
yeah,
something that
That'd
has
be
the potential to
Capcom
be
versus
huge.
something.
Yeah, either
Some,
a fighting game or something.
Some new way to monetize Reverse.
Pull them out. Yeah,
No.
it's Monster Hunter.
All right. Speaking of sales, we got some financials from Sony. Their Q3 financial report dropped this week. Overall sales 53% higher
Or 53.
than
yet
Q3
they're-
last year.
Wow.
So it must be nice taking away our PlayStation 5 collection stuff when you're raking in more money.
Yeah.
Oh,
Misleading
we're
headline
getting
too.
to that.
That one's miss. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we
Save
can talk about it now.
I only have one thing to say about it.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, it's just semi misleading because everyone was full blown panicking, oh, PS Plus is going away.
Oh,
It's just I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
people didn't
saw
understand
that
the
they didn't-
terminology.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Everyone's
yeah.
like, "What? PS Plus is gone? What?"
That
And it's
was-
no, it's just the 20 games.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Not being fully aware of what the PlayStation Plus collection is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're not aware,
Yes.
the PlayStation Plus collection
Yeah.
was this thing that they just gave a bundle of games to people that bought PlayStation 5s.
Yes.
It's like Final Fantasy
Kombat is in there,
15,
and
Bloodborne,
Uncharted
God of War.
yeah, a
4.
ton of first-party games.
Yeah.
Mostly PS4 games. Yeah.
Maybe
and that's,
they'll just incorporate them into
Yeah.
the whatever the second
yeah,
tier
that's
is.
what they'll do.
Yeah.
They're just gonna fade
Oh,
that
yeah.
out
Yeah.
and put them into the
Yeah.
other.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
other
Yeah,
thing.
because it is so weird. It's like, what are you doing taking this shit away, dude?
Yeah.
Get your hand off my games.
But you can go and claim all of them right
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, exactly.
You got
Exactly.
time.
Download
So
them
if
later.
you're
Make sure to do that.
Yeah, do it.
Everyone hearing right,
Some great
just do
games.
it right now. Do it right now. Don't
If you
wait.
want 'em, come and claim them.
Yeah, exactly. Do it right now. Stop what you're doing. Just do it.
do it.
Boot it up.
Boot it up,
Claim
do it.
all that.
I was trying to see what the date on that is, but I forget.
May, the end of
Is it
it.
May?
May, I thought. May 9th,
Okay, so you got
maybe?
some time.
Yeah.
May something.
But PlayStation 5 has now sold over 32 million units
Whoa.
total.
Wow.
In Q3 alone, 7.1 million PS5s compared to
Wow.
3.9 million in Q3 the year before.
Wow. So the
stock
stock is going
Supply,
up.
The supply
double in
chains.
there.
Yeah.
Almost.
Supply
Yeah.
chains.
Did you
loosen
see
up.
they put out this new trailer to basically say, hey, they're available now?
Yeah,
That
I did see that.
live-action
Yeah,
trailer?
I did see that. Yeah.
Oh, was that the one with
Some teases.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the
Uncharted.
Yeah, the Uncharted
Commercials like
tease.
Yeah, people are saying
PS5
it's
is
Uncharted.
back in stores. That'd be
in
a sick
stores, yeah.
ad. A lot of people still want to buy them in stores.
Yeah,
They're back,
definitely.
they've been back in
I
stores
saw
now.
Shoe finally got one.
Yeah, I saw.
It's funny.
May 9th is when the collection
May
is
9th, thank you.
disappearing. Yep.
Thank you. I have it written down somewhere. I just couldn't find it. So and it's also up from the previous quarter was only 3.3 million. So it's almost doubled
Yeah, crazy.
from one quarter to the next.
Do we think that is supply chain
That's
stuff?
supply
And
chain.
it's
Oh,
just-
100%.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
In Q3, they've sold 20.8 million first-party titles,
Okay.
11 million of which are God of War
Yeah,
Ragnarok.
God of War Ragnarok.
Yo.
Insane.
Or God of War.
Insane.
The year of God of War and Elden Ring, dude. People paid it. They loved it.
Yep.
The total software, including third parties, 86.5 million. A bit down from the year before, which was 92.7 million. 62% digital.
I'm surprised it's not higher.
Yeah, it's definitely higher in
Some territories,
like
probably for sure.
yeah, some places in Europe I've
Yeah.
seen people reporting on that.
Definitely skewing.
PlayStation Plus is at 46.4 million subs.
Is that active or total?
Those are
of
people that are
ever?
subbed. So the peak was 48 million
Got it.
in Q3 2021.
Okay.
So it's down a bit, but not by a
Not-
whole lot.
Yeah, and it doesn't say how many are in different tiers or whatever now.
Yeah, I didn't break it up by
Okay.
tiers that I saw.
Cool.
And then
Tears
your
of Kingdom.
active users, total active users PlayStation, 112 million.
Wow.
So it's across
That is a lot.
everything.
That is a
People
lot.
that are playing.
12.
Vita.
Yeah, people that are playing Vita probably.
Hey, Vita's
counts.
Heck yeah.
sick.
It is
If
sick.
it's connecting to the network, that's probably counted as an active
Yeah.
user.
Wow, that's crazy. Those are crazy numbers, Bloodworth.
Yep.
Have we got anything like that from Microsoft recently?
They do back and forth sometimes, but they usually don't
Oh.
give the specific unit sales.
I thought something came out. They had something recently, and
Recently, they did.
they had it was not good
Yeah.
news, like for the hardware wise, like that where we're on the cycle right now, that the dips they're experiencing in hardware sales is not
Dang.
shouldn't be happening or is
Well,
atypical.
Maybe
but
because they had a pretty slow year last year.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
have some games for
last
people to
year.
want.
Well,
Yeah.
compared to
Starfield
especially
bundle or
comparing
something.
the Q4 basically calendar Q4. You know, they're comparing Halo year to.
Oh,
Not
sure.
a whole
Yeah,
lot this
you had
year.
Halo
Yeah.
and Forza and stuff. Yeah.
And then there have been some back and forth reports on PSVR 2.
I've seen this.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
I saw
Bloomberg
this
came
too.
out and was saying that, like, oh yeah, like they're gonna start cutting shipments and all that stuff because there's not enough pre-orders. And then Sony came back and like, no. Wherever if people are happy, we're not cutting shipments, all that. So who knows where that rumor is coming on?
I just know it's not backwards compatible, and it's so expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that hitting that middle ground is just it's not gonna be a
I
like
want it,
runaway success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think the
think
Quest
so.
2 is good enough for most people.
Because like
Most people, yeah.
I like love video games. It's all I want to do is play video games, and I want PSVR 2 badly. And I'm like, right there for the demographic who wants to buy this thing, and I'm like, no, sorry, Sony. Maybe I'll wait for a price drop or something.
Right. Or people probably wait until like there's a bigger catalog because
Yeah.
you know like you're saying it's like it's not backwards compatible, but you also know that like in 6 months, as many of those devs as can convert their games
we'll
as
do
possible
that.
will
Of
do
course.
it.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely. We've already
another-
seen it
Yeah.
start to happen.
Another platform, 32 million PS5s out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just going to help them to get more people into those games as they can.
Yep.
Since it's already like a niche market, it's just like okay, you got
Yeah.
another one.
It only takes,
How easy is it to convert from the Vive or whatever? And
Yeah, it's true.
yeah.
It only
I'm
takes one
excited.
game too,
Totally.
which is Resident Evil 4 Remake in VR. A lot of people
done.
will jump in for that.
Well done. I'm really excited to just hear hands-on impressions from like get the whole. Like I want to know how much better it is than PSVR 1. That's the comparison
Oh,
video I want to
that's
see.
huge. Yeah,
I
that's-
want to
Everything
know.
I've heard
yeah,
has said
just
much better.
Yeah.
Much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. Aside from like Nintendo Labo and
Yeah. Labo.
and some of those mobile ones, there's not a lot worse than PSVR.
Yeah. I'm like comparing it to Oculus and Vive and all that.
Right.
I want those deep dives. I'm ready for that.
We got more news to come, but if you've been enjoying this show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe and ring that bell on YouTube. It helps us and it helps you stay connected. Okay, last biggie headline. There's been a lot of like EA and Respawn news this week. And the biggest thing, which I'll lead with, but I'll put in the rest of it before we really get into it. Apparently, there is a single-player campaign in the Apex Legends Titanfall universe that just got canceled. They had 50 people working on it, and they're like, nope, not doing that.
The dream of Titanfall 3
Yeah.
stays dead.
Titanfall 2, one of the best campaigns,
Hey,
dude.
really good. Yeah.
So
I
it
like it.
This came on the backs of delaying Star Wars Jedi Survivor
Right.
for about 6 weeks or so.
Polish it up.
Polish it up.
Yep, everybody's down for that. That's cool. Apex Legends Mobile and Battlefield Mobile going away.
Won't be
Surprised
missed.
more about Apex, I guess,
Yeah.
mobile.
Yeah, because Battlefield wasn't done.
Yeah, I mean,
so
Yeah.
who knows what that would have been.
dead for
But
now.
Apex on mobile, you think that'd be doing fine.
Yeah.
It is dead right now. Yeah, it needs to come back to life.
Yeah.
Needs a remake.
Yeah.
But yeah, so according to Jeff Grubb over at Giant Bomb, here's where it hurts. it would have included characters from Apex Legends and also BT, the Titan companion featured in Titanfall 2 story. Players would play as Apex Legends characters,
for so long,
and navigate the world with and upgrade BT, it's claimed. They were going to have the Legends show up and give you special powers throughout the game so they could tie it to Apex Legends in a really strong way. Described as John Wick meets Tony Hawk.
What? Somewhere, Alexander Zirianov is weeping right now.
Wow, that sounds
Anything
crazy.
you say John Wick
I
and Tony Hawk
know.
together sounds sick.
The movement would have been insane,
Yeah.
dude.
And obviously this would have been tied more into Apex Legends. They're comparing it to how
Titanfall,
Call of Duty has Warzone and then the Modern Warfare 2 campaign.
Hey.
It would have been like that.
I would be so
Bummer.
open if I could get the mech gameplay back.
Yep.
It's a little bit of like what Titanfall 2 was, but you got to have like the Apex characters. Like, hey, they seem like I don't really play Apex Legends, but the character stuff in there
Yeah.
seems
Top
very,
notch.
very good.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
you know what?
Good characters.
What was it? Arcane. What was the
Dishonored?
League of Legends show?
It was
on
Arcane.
Arcane.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank
I
you.
thought
God.
he was talking about Arcane Studios.
Sorry. No,
Sorry.
how that was a gateway to people
Yeah.
to League of Legends universe. This could be a gateway for people like I just dismissed Apex because you know what it is, and like, but if you gave me a Titanfall like game, I would jump in and I meet these characters, I like them. You know what? Maybe I'll try out Apex. I want to see more of that character. Like, could have been that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's Strange Blood.
It's when this game first got Apex Legends. It was like, okay, when's the Titanfall? When are they coming? You know, when's that? Like from day one of Apex Legends, and it's like clearly they knew too, and they were working on that. But I wonder if just wasn't working. StarCraft Ghost situation where you know the idea is there, you're working on it, it makes sense on paper, but
It's not coming together.
It's
or
not
something.
coming together with how much they've put in and how much they would need to put in.
And so much of their, their devs, like, they're working on, they just added stuff to Apex recently, right? Like, just did a deathmatch mode, right?
Yep. Respawn's very busy.
And, and a lot of the single player people are on Jedi.
And
sure.
the other Star Wars shooter they have,
The
the
other
single
thing.
player one.
So, yeah, it's rough.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, it sucks. Hopefully it'll go back one day.
Yeah.
One day.
One day.
I wonder what the stuff they were working on, though, if there's any way that,
Salvage it or something?
well, like, somehow bring some of that stuff into
Oh,
the
Apex?
multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like BT stuff. I don't know.
Man, yeah.
Because, I mean, even looking at Overwatch 2, the campaign never came out yet, right?
Not
that?
yet.
Yeah.
Not
So it's like even they are
Right.
struggling
I
over
forgot.
there.
It's still not out.
So it's like, what is up with, making a little single player for multiplayer game? It's clearly difficult.
Right. Yeah, in both games, it's like they have so many characters with cool
Yeah.
abilities.
How do you
that
get everyone in there?
think that, could be really fun on a single player map.
Damn shame.
Yeah.
Also this week, it is a week of things getting killed.
Yeah. This
me
is a
tell ya.
turning point. This is a whole big
Oh,
conversation, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like a turning point in the industry and genres. Bloodworth.
Less than a year under its belt, Rumbleverse
Which is crazy to me.
shuts down at the end of the month, February 28th.
That is crazy. That is a really good video game. My theory is that it was just too hardcore. Rumbleverse looks like cartoony, and you're like, oh, I'll just hop in and like bash some people around, beat them up multiplayer game. It's like, no, dude, Rumbleverse, you will get destroyed by people. It was really hard. Pretty big onboarding process. It was like a lot to get into for the type of game it was. So I think that's why it just didn't catch on as big as big as it could have been. I think it was just really hardcore.
I also don't know if they like really had the visual, the marketing push behind it, because like
Yeah.
I couldn't like identify like what like a big like Rumbleverse character looked
Yeah,
like.
it didn't have a
you
good.
know?
Didn't have someone front and center. Yeah.
And then I don't know if like this is weird and dumb, but marketing can be like that sometimes. It's like multiverses out around the same time, and it's like, are you playing multiverses or Rumbleverse?
Yep.
Like two verses at the same
Totally
time
blood.
frame.
Totally. Great call.
It's like I want the one with Shaggy in it. This is not the Shaggy game.
Wrong verse. Next verse.
Yep.
Yeah, hit that multiverse.
They're
up.
all just competing against each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's just probably too many games like this at this
Yeah,
point.
it's the
Exactly.
bubble has burst. The
Yeah.
bubble, what are the other ones, Blood?
Yep. So next up, Knockout City.
Yep.
Yep, another
super fun
excellent game.
Season 9 is launching later this month. That's going to be the final season. Then they're going to close down servers June 6th. They are working on a private server version for PC, though. They're going to release so that you can still hook up with
That's
people
interesting.
afterwards.
Shout out! Shout out! Take notes, developers. That rules. I love that. Official private server support?
Yeah.
That is so cool. Yeah, because like that is so devastating when a game shuts down like that that you love if you're playing it. You know, like Battlefield 2, I know has like private service and all that, but like that's a notorious game and hard one to like.
Well,
play
yeah, because that was all
unless-
based on the GameSpy stuff, and when that all
Yeah.
went under, then it became and it was
Whole big
so
thing, whole
old
big
at that
thing.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then there's the PS5 thing, PS Plus collection news I was looking for. I didn't have a space.
Wait, before we get to that,
No, I wasn't gonna get.
Oh.
I was just like I found where my date was.
Oh.
Back for Blood.
I saw that.
It will remain playable, but Turtle Rock has confirmed that they won't be producing any new content after the third expansion, River of Blood, because they're shifting focus onto their next game.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're too small to keep this thing running.
To go
with new
on and do
content
something else.
and make
yeah.
a new game.
Definitely.
and Avengers, of course, from a little while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just kind of like throw that in there too, right?
I guess 3 expansions isn't that bad, I guess.
Yeah, but I think it shows that it didn't hit.
No.
If
No,
they
no,
didn't
no,
hit,
It didn't.
they would have kept making
Yeah.
expansions.
Yeah, it didn't hit as hard as they wanted to, I think.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for these games not like you
Yeah.
know finding success, but I also have to say I'm relieved because I was kind of getting a little overwhelmed and tired by how many games coming out that were getting a lot of marketing or high profile that are ongoing games, and it's like I don't think we need that many of them. It's such a time sink and investment,
Right.
And I so it's just like way too much to keep up with it. And also I hope the other part of it is it sends a message that like maybe the doom and gloom in single player, if you were like
Oh, it's
off
all
on it,
coming
like,
back. It's
like,
all coming back.
I don't think single player was never gonna go away.
No.
Like I understand you're trying to catch trends, but this is what happens. It can only ever support so many games. Whereas with single player games, you can make the project as big or as small as you want, release it, maybe do a tiny bit of support, and then move on into something else.
Like look at the reaction to Suicide Squad's menu that we talked about a little while ago. It was met with groan, bummer. That on top of all these games shutting down, like the industry has shifted away. It's shifting away from that.
Where's
Yeah.
Gotham Knights shutting down?
Probably like not too long,
True.
dude. Seriously.
But I don't know if they need to shut
Yeah, I
down.
don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
familiar with that. If
I don't
they,
think
like,
that
it
multiplayer
involves that.
necessarily
Sorry.
works that way. You just
Yeah.
match make up with your buddies. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does this mean for Skull and Bones is the real question.
Oh no!
SMB.
Oh no!
You think SMB is safe, Don? What do you make of this?
I'm telling you, I'm feeling better and better about this game. The more of these big multiplayer games, online multiplayer games shut down, I feel better and better about Skull and Bones.
Yeah,
Things going the right direction, faster and faster. They're catching some wins in their sales now. which
Oh, I
is,
see.
That's a silver lining, Don.
Okay, Don, I get that. Yeah, like everyone else, like their failures, their success, because a little bit more of the pie for them, right?
Well, no, Damian. I'm saying the trend is going away. They see this. They say, you know what? We're going to build this game. We're going to build up this single player experience in this game. It's
you
coming
think
down the
they're
pipes,
gonna-
yeah?
So the win, you meant the wind's changing.
It
so
was
they're gonna
always
adjust-
meant-
More in
They're
this
adjusting
Wow.
course. All right,
Yeah.
Billy. All right, Don.
More.
Pushing it all in the center.
Hey
here.
Don, what happens if they do another delay, but it comes out and it's like
I'll be
it
so
blows
happy
everyone
with another delay.
but it blows everyone away. Like, do you have a speech prepared for everyone if it comes out and it's critically acclaimed?
I'm renting out a large PO box to receive a whole bunch of apology letters from people around the globe. Actually. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you think they'll put you in the game at that point, Don?
I hope so.
He's already in it.
Yeah, there should be a special thanks in the credits.
So
to
I moved
Don
this around because
Casanova.
I think it's hilarious is what we're
Keeping it
talking
going.
about right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you saw this yet. Redfall Q&A confirms that single player will require a persistent
Yeah,
online
this is-
connection.
This is such bad vibes. This is the worst momentum for this game. possible.
Yeah.
So
This, like,
Because people were getting a little sketchy after the demo,
yeah.
and now you say, "Oh, you want to play single player? You got to be online."
So for people who don't like, other than like needing internet connection, what is the pitfall of requiring that for people? Like why
Well,
do
just
people
people
like?
that don't always have internet access
Yeah.
or.
But like in
If you're
terms of,
playing, like if you have a gaming laptop,
I get that, but like,
Yeah.
does it ever imply like a different design philosophy that like they aren't gonna go as hard on like single player as you thought? Because like like it's like a red flag. It's not just like
Yeah.
okay, I don't have internet, but like that's a telltale sign, man. You're bullshitting us. Like
Yeah.
we know what's coming.
Well, I think people could be concerned about DRM stuff.
Yeah,
that,
that's what I was thinking.
okay, there you go.
I
That's,
remember Diablo
Tends to
3.
screw with performance when you get the heavy DRM in there
Yep.
a lot of the time, and then they have to like patch it out and
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
through that whole drama.
We said it on when were we talking about Redfall last? I forget what. Oh, it was the press conference or the Xbox thing.
developer sugars.
We're talking about all these games shutting down, but then Redfall, because it's Arcane, because it's vampires, like it's my one hope for this live service type game. You know, I still have hope in it, but this is not what I wanted to hear.
Right.
Always online
Yeah.
thing, like
You never want to hear it.
no.
Yeah.
Because like GT7, you know, it's like that was online only and like went down for a while. But
Yeah.
people couldn't play.
Couldn't play the game
Like,
for a
"All
while.
right, cool."
Then they had to give everyone millions of credits.
yeah,
beforehand.
like, especially, a game that has like that's like has any kind of single player component that sucks. Whereas like
Yeah.
an ongoing MMO or something like that, like you connect to a server that's expected.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
internet, that's
It's an
fine.
online game.
So that's why I hate like this hybrid shit like this.
Same.
Yeah, I hate
Absolute same. If I just want to like frag some vampires on my own, like why do I need to be on the internet?
it. Dude, even if it like let's let you like what you, like Google Doc Tech where okay you can keep playing offline, but like none of your progress will update unless you until you reconnect back to the server. Like it'll
Right.
be like grayed out or something. Like you don't really get like the credit for everything.
Yeah.
Like just do something like that. I don't know.
Totally.
It's just so weird.
Yeah. You know what you can play offline though?
What?
Wild Hearts. Games producer says it will be
Oh.
playable completely offline, and post-game content will be available at no extra cost.
Feels good,
that.
man.
That feels great. That's
Hey.
great
man.
optics.
Look at that.
Monster Hunter kind of does stuff like that too.
Lighting
so I
the
think it's
fire,
smart.
yeah.
That's
You
some
gotta-
momentum.
You got to do that.
That's it. Capcom's gonna like swoop in and buy them out. That's where they get the 40 million. So you have they're gonna buy them and then they get the credit for the sales.
Oh,
On
shit.
top of Monster Hunter World 2 coming out
Wow.
later this year.
Wow.
There you
I
go.
like it down the
And then they
alley.
do a crossover. What Wild Hearts versus Monster Hunter.
Hearts?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I can see that
Monster
crossover
Hearts.
coming already.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
Monster Hunter does a lot of
They sure do.
crossovers.
I got one for you. Monster Kingdom Hearts.
Anything Kingdom Hearts.
Remember Metal Gear? The Monster Hunter Metal Gear
Yeah, I did.
crossover?
I did. Peace Walker.
Yeah.
Peace Walker.
Very gimmick. Right?
Rathalos, I think, in it.
Yeah.
And the little
That was-
Jaggies or whatever. It was
was-
so dumb.
yeah.
Don, roll this trailer for us. Ubisoft has announced a new sequel to The Crew.
Oh, it's
Wow.
a full sequel.
Yeah, The Crew Motorfest will take place in Hawaii.
Ooh, very nice.
Not much on the way of details yet. We just got this teaser trailer. But
Nice, jolly.
Yeah.
as the name suggests, it's going to have a festival setup similar to Forza Horizon. And I think there's some element of that to the past Crew games as well.
Blood, we've memed on you so hard about the Crew. I honestly forget if you like it or not. The Crew one.
Well, it's hard because like talking about live service games.
Yeah.
Like they update, and that's the thing. It's like this is this year generation's The Crew, right? So like the first one came out in 2014.
Wow.
The second one came out in 2018, and the Crew 2 has been getting updates
Jeez.
consistently, new expansions, new things going on. So it's like me playing the Crew at launch and then seeing where the Crew is at,
Years later.
right now.
Yeah.
5 years later.
Yeah.
I couldn't really tell you, but
Totally.
it can be a little bit on the dry side, I would say, because it is the crazy thing. Is, like, what's weird to me in a way is like they're going smaller, which could actually be better for them, because before it's like here's the entire United States of America.
Good sign for Ubisoft going smaller. Well done, Ubisoft. I'm so proud of you. Courageous move. Making a game smaller.
Yeah, that's kudos to them. I see this trailer and I see these like great shots of like the water and ocean out there, and it's like I want to drive my car in the water.
Hell,
How do I do
right?
some?
Well, 2 had boats and planes.
Yeah. Boats and planes, dude.
So
I want some
haven't seen it
crazy
yet in this.
transformation stuff where I can go out
jet
of the
ski.
what was it? Huell Hauser
dude.
had like
Damiani.
floating car.
Did
dude.
this exist?
That's what it did.
Dude,
You would,
so this game's
you would
gonna have
fly
that?
over, you would click the stick and you would drop into the water as a boat.
There
you
you
didn't
go.
really transform, but you just
Can I
changed
go as
vehicles.
underwater as a submarine?
Well, no, that didn't
Damn.
happen.
Because I see these waters, it looks so
But
beautiful.
yeah,
I
you
just
could
wanna
also
go
like
in there.
take a boat ramp and then switch to a car and then keep driving.
Okay, I
Yeah.
like this.
It's got a lot of cool stuff in it. It's just I think because of the scale, then like the actual like racing and stuff sometimes kind of would feel a bit watered down, and some like the driving mechanics would be a little weird at times. But the scale of it and just like going out and cruising was always a good time.
Is this you said it's only in Hawaii? This one
This one's Hawaii.
only
Yeah.
Hawaii. I wonder if they're gonna like bolt on areas, because you assume this game is gonna last many, many years.
Right.
So it's like, would a season or a DLC be a new state or
it could be
country?
a new Hawaiian
A new island.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it could be
New
another
Hawaiian
island for
island.
sure.
It looks
Totally
from
good
the
call.
This whole thing's supposed to be on Oahu.
Oh,
Good call.
Okay, yeah, it
That's-
looks like the
dude.
big island.
Open up Maui down the line.
Yeah,
The Maui pack.
dude, for sure.
But yeah.
Get that submarine in there though.
Yeah.
yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I want
thing-
to go to waters. I want to run into Emerald Weapon or something.
The other thing I want to shout out.
Submarine race?
Dude.
Is there a submarine race in any game? That sounds sick.
I wouldn't even. You don't even need submarines. I
Racing
would love
subs.
to see that, but like they can make like underwater tube systems. So you're going like underwater. So you see like all the fish.
Oh my god, like cruising
swimming. Yeah,
world
like,
and shit.
exactly. That's it. That's it.
Yes,
That's the Cruising World stage.
dude.
Yes.
Love that.
Oh, I
The
wanna
other
see
thing
that.
I want to shout out here is what they've done in the past games. Their loading times have been insane.
Oh really?
Like I've never
Nice.
understood how their loading times work because you would just like zoom out on the map in like California and then zoom in on Maine and that's it. You're just there.
Wow.
And I'm just like, huh?
How'd you do that?
How did you just do that?
How'd you do that?
And you could always get like a bird's eye view and like see all the other like AI traffic and stuff driving around. So yeah, could be some good stuff. Also, just gunning for that test drive unlimited Royal Crown or whatever that's still been in the shadows because this is the team that made the previous unlimited games.
Got it.
And so, like, they've moved on and brought their technology to the crew, and now it's like, who the heck is making this new test drive game? I don't even, know what to expect from the quality on that.
They left and took their tech with them.
Yeah.
Jeez.
After recently announcing Tomb Raider DLC, we've now learned that Power Wash Simulator is getting Final Fantasy VII DLC.
Bike, dude.
All right. We saw the bike. We've seen some stuff. Seen like Shinra pictures. I
Gold
think.
saucer.
Well, you also clean
me
up
clean
Seventh
it.
Heaven
Okay.
No, I didn't know
Yes.
this.
What?
and the Guard Scorpion.
Yes.
Wow, the guard scorpion? That's one of my favorite
I
fights.
saw that. Dude, there better be a follow-up DLC to this, like more. I want to clean the weapons.
Oh.
I want a dirty, like, ruby weapon, and I want to, like, see that shine, baby.
That would take so
I want to see that. Like, yeah, it's like a raid fight. The raid power wash.
You can actually get 20 Power
They are,
Washes together.
they are kaijus.
Yeah.
Dude, multiplayer.
Seeing that, like, shine come out. Yeah.
Maybe when part 2 comes out, Rebirth.
What if you got, like, meteor crushing?
Clean some material off.
A chocobo. There better be a chocobo.
Oh, Dominic.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
Yeah. Just muddy chocobos.
Yeah, let's clean them up. Yeah.
Or the car you get in what will be in Rebirth, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What if we get to put out the fire?
The fire?
Yeah, we get to put out the fire.
Do you do that in those games?
I don't know.
Firefighting game.
That's like a yeah, you power wash.
Nemo
What
lights
if
on
I guess
fire.
potentially.
There's dead bodies around you, and he uses spray in.
Can I clean Vincent's like?
Just the DLC is rated M.
Yeah.
Yeah. Power wash the flesh.
Power
off
wash
the
their
bones.
swords. We gotta power wash the Buster sword and Masamune.
Dude, power
Dude, the
wash
Buster Sword is
the
there.
reactors, man, with like
Yeah.
the bodies, like the monsters in there, dude.
Oh man.
Wow.
You start shooting out Mako energy instead.
Just when I was like not as hyped as I used to be on crossovers, they pull this.
Yeah,
It's
what a
like,
crossover.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
So unexpected.
Wow. Okay, good job.
Yeah, good job.
NIS America.
Do we have any idea how that came to be? Who approached who
Well,
there?
Square Enix published
Yeah.
Power Wash Simulator.
They asked for it. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
They offered
Got
it,
it.
probably.
Got it.
NIS America announced Disgaea 7
Yeah,
coming
cool.
this fall, dude.
I love the Sky games, and I never play any of them.
Prinny, dude.
Yeah, Prinny. I played Prinny. That's it.
Prinny was sick.
Yeah, Prinny was so sick.
Platinum Games over here hyping up the 10th anniversary celebration for Metal Gear Rising.
Let's go. Didn't I show you this?
No, I
who did I
missed
tell
it.
you? I told
No?
someone about this.
I knew about this.
February 21st.
Let's go.
When?
February 21st.
February 21st. What are you doing that day, dude?
We're getting
Full playthrough.
probably just getting like a PS5. Like,
Dude, that'd be
version.
sick.
That'd be
still?
so sick.
What if it gets new content?
Damiani, don't set yourself
Don't say
up,
that. Yeah,
dude.
don't say that.
But
I'll never forget the
I will
2.
always believe, Damiani. I will always believe.
They'll finally add Snake into it.
Dude, some like skins or even if it's like just skins or whatever.
Yeah, they had Gray Fox skin.
Yeah, like if they had even anything like that, that'd be so sick.
What if they have? What are some cool like robot skins they could do now, like from anime or stuff?
Friggin' Full Metal Alchemist.
What's
Whatever.
there's one on
It's
tip.
not a
Hi-Fi Rush. I don't know.
robot, but
Okay, keep going. There was something that was like that was on the tip of my tongue and now I forgot it, but I was like would have been hype. Now I can't remember it. Shit.
Android
And then-
17 or 18. or
Huber.
16.
I don't know if you heard. The sequel to Valiant Hearts,
Yeah,
Valiant
Yes,
Hearts
he
Coming
heard.
Home, is out now.
I saw that.
For Netflix
someone
subscribers.
was nice enough to tweet me. I got to download it. It's only on mobile. I have
Yeah.
kind of an old phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm on an iPhone 6 or 7. So it's a little ways
Alright.
back.
Speaking of iPhones, real quick, sorry Huber. Got a message about like soundtrack stuff. There was a mobile game from Yu Suzuki this year. Did you know that? Called Air Twister.
I'm a fake fan. I never heard about
Okay,
this.
I just-
yeah, I'm a fake fan.
I don't think I knew about it, no.
That makes me feel a little better. Thank you, Bloodworth, for backing me up.
Because they tweeted at us.
Helping
They
me
tweeted
save
at
a little
both of us.
face.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
And
I was
it's
like,
like-
maybe Huber heard of it. It's like, no.
I didn't even know what you were talking
I
about.
just know
when you
Yuzo
said
Koshiro
mobile.
is making a Genesis
mobile,
game.
iOS like only. It's not on
Sick.
consoles or anything. Like
Shoot
that.
'em
Yeah.
up.
That's cool.
Sorry, Huber. I just wanted to
Yeah.
see if you knew about that.
Oh,
Like
no.
we missed out. And, like,
Was it mobile?
yeah.
That's why I missed it.
it's
I'm
like-
not. My gaze is not anywhere near mobile. But
But
dude,
it's like old school style, like RPGs, like
Sick.
style, like yeah.
I'm gonna as soon as the cameras go off, I'm gonna go look into that, download that. Sick.
It's time for Love and Respect.
Love and respect.
From BAM541. Hi, allies. For my whole life, I've been avoiding playing horror games.
Nice.
I'm fine with horror stories or mangas or comics. When it gets audio-visual, it's usually too intense for me. But recently, I've started trying out horror games because my favorite kind of game, third-person action-adventure shooter, is making a comeback in the horror genre. After playing and loving Signalis and RE3 Remake, I'm ready to continue my journey with games like Alan Wake and Dead Space. My question for y'all is, did you ever have a similar experience where you started enjoying a genre that you didn't like previously because of how that genre has changed or evolved over time? Or when it starts to fit your sensibilities more?
Just rogue like and rogue lights that they led to with
Yeah.
like roguelike with like FTL, and then roguelite with like Hades. Hades
Yeah.
was like the first one I really played and kept playing. Definitely like, you know, sunk its teeth into me. And like just by its nature, having like some kind of permanent some component that's permanent they could upgrade made it way more easy to digest. But yeah, that world and stuff, like everything I saw before, I was like, no, these look too intimidating and stuff. I'm gonna stay away from them. And yeah, it just looked, its visual aesthetic looked, even with its isometric thing, I still liked it. Yeah. Still liked it. Still wish I could rotate that camera. Did not fully get over it. I was getting a little bit of Damiani screaming at shit, saying like, I got hit because I couldn't see because I can rotate the camera there. That's some BS, but still a pleasure to play that game. Yeah.
I don't think so. I can't think of anything
Yeah.
because it's like
I love a little
I
bit
didn't-
from everything, right?
I didn't get
Yeah.
to play like some of the games I liked. I just didn't get to play at the time, like strategy games. I got into way late, and like CRPGs I played way late. But I can't think of anything where I was like down on it, then got into it later on because it rapidly changed.
MMORPGs, baby.
Oh.
I liked MMOs
I
when they were
Day one. Yeah.
yeah.
Day one, I was like, F this crap.
Dayak.
I
What
was
did
like,
you play first?
Dayak.
What was the first one you played?
So I played a little bit of
Galaxies.
Final Fantasy 11, but I only played it because I liked the environments.
Yeah, environments are tight.
But I didn't like anything else about it. I was
Yeah.
like, this is, and then like I didn't even play it like seriously. I was like, I'm just screwing around in here. But like hearing about like Dark Age of Camelot and EverQuest and WoW to me was like the meme thing you dunked on. Like people were wasting their lives playing this shit, losing their jobs. Went to school with people who would straight up like stay up like forever, sleeping with like headphones, waiting for like some random thing to show up in the damn game or some low drop rate, or hearing
Yeah.
players like almost kill themselves fighting for 36
it
hours
was
or
much
whatever.
rougher back then.
Yeah, like that old school stuff. So I'm like, dude, this is the worst genre
that.
ever. I was like,
old school
why?
shit.
I was like, there are so many other games to play. Why would you do this stuff?
Made shit so meaningful, dude. Old MMOs.
I know.
Like
And then-
you would get a weapon
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
and it was like
I get it.
the most euphoric, meaningful feeling of all time in a video game. Like
Yeah.
straight
The struggle.
up, and now it's just
The
like,
struggle.
all right, queue up for that,
Struggle.
redo that, queue up for that, fine, cool, cute, done. Like it's all just so accessible, which is awesome because it's like way easier to get into.
Yeah.
But
I like legitimately look down on fucking MMORPGs. Like it actively made me annoyed that like World of Warcraft was so popular. It was like, this is stupid.
Damn.
I like to say, I feel like this question was semi-asked. The only thing I come back to recently is Valheim.
Oh yeah.
Because like those survival games
Yeah.
is really the only genre
Oh, yeah,
where
I
I'm
guess so. Me too.
the
I guess so.
only real genre where I'm just like I'm good. Like I really don't need to play those. And then I played that, and then I played some Grounded, and I'm like, all right, I'm into this.
Yeah. Subnautica made me a fan.
Yeah. I think I'm. I'm still not super into them, but like Damian was saying, like roguelites. Like it was kind of turn off, but now I've found some that I've liked. For sure. But the other thing I wanted to say is just their initial example of horror games. I'm the flip. I'm the inverse of that. It's like I love playing me some horror games. I do not have any interest in watching a horror movie.
That's
funny, yeah.
That's funny.
Just don't want to sit down and do that.
You need to be in control. you need to be the cameraman.
From Y2 Kyle 89. Salutations, allies. There are rumors of Mortal Kombat 12 on the winds.
Definitely.
Oh really?
And
Like,
with
legit?
it,
It's been slightly.
Okay. Cool. Sorry.
with it, the most important thing about the MK series, guest characters. Do you think they'll continue the 80s action flick thing they had going in 11? Go back to the horror movie characters? Who would you like to see in Mortal Kombat 12? I personally keep hoping for Allison Ruth from Kill 6 Billion Demons to be an MK until it either happens or I suddenly realize I have actually been a plum tree all along.
Just
I don't know what any of that just meant. I
What was
just
that
read
referencing?
I
Some
don't
anime?
know.
Alice.
Just please, just put a Street Fighter character in there.
Just do it. It's not
Just do it.
happening, Huber.
It's the unicorn, and I will continue to dream
Like
until it
Bison or something,
happens.
yeah?
Huh?
Like one of the like boss characters.
villain?
Like
Yeah,
Bison,
put Bison in there, dude.
Blanca would
Let
be great.
Blanca go off.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
A violent, like Blanca just like
It doesn't even-
chewing up someone fatality.
I mean, that's
Or
Mortal Kombat's
electrocuting him and, like,
identity, yeah.
Yeah,
burning
has to
him?
be.
And it would probably have to go both ways, and you'd have to have maybe Mortal Kombat come in. I
That
just
went well
want,
for Tekken.
I just want that. I want that.
That went well for Tekken and Street Fighter.
But
Going-
now though, Damiani,
Vegan.
they could just throw a character in there.
So
a
okay,
little
yes.
easier,
To be serious,
not
it
a
is.
full game.
Yeah, it's more plausible now. But like honestly, the moment we were like, probably realistically closest to that point happening, like the highest potential was Super Smash
Was
Bros.
Smash,
Ultimate.
I know.
Because they could've,
Getting
like,
more Scorpion
they-
or Sub-Zero, Liu
Nintendo could
Kang.
have talked in NetherRealm or the, maybe or Ed Boon to put like, can you give us one character? They're not gonna be hyper violent. You're okay with that depiction. They'll still have their iconic moves like Sub-Zero will
Yeah.
freeze people and stuff, but no fatalities.
Yeah.
Have all their trademark sayings.
Would've
and
been
stuff.
perfect.
And we got Ryu and we got Ken in here. It's like, would you be cool with that?
Yeah.
And that probably could have been like a more cartoonish version of that coming to pass. But
Don't
sure.
forget the DC game.
Oh yeah, with no
MK versus
fatalities.
yeah, T for teen, yep.
Right.
T for teen.
But I feel bad because they're so recent. I just forgot about all the guest characters being in these types of games and like how even though I don't really play it, it was so hyped to see some of those character announcements for MK11.
Damiani,
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat may be a little too intense for Cobra Kai, Johnny Lawrence.
Yeah,
Too intense,
I think they would probably like go a little like they might say like no to that. But dude, what about was it? Sorry if these are already in here. I don't know everyone. But like, what about what's his face from Dead Space?
Isaac
Clarke.
Oh.
Dude, that'd be
Isaac Clarke,
sick.
yeah.
could work. Yeah, I guess.
Dude, that would be cool.
Because he just looks like he'd be like a
uses
menace.
multiple
Yeah.
weapons.
And you were
Would
talking
have
about like
some cool
ripping
fatalities.
off limbs and stuff
Slow
and
down.
using
Yeah.
them for like attacks.
That'd be a good. That's a fatality. Uses kinesis to like rip an arm off and then like shoots it through the person.
Hey, Jacob from Callisto Protocol. He's got the baton.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
It's
more
a little
melee, yeah.
interesting because like you don't think of. I mean, even though Jacob's got the baton, like you don't really think of them too much as like
Dodge, dude.
fighting.
Dude,
Yeah.
someone from FromSoft.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're
do
hyper
that.
violent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they could do that.
Like you
Anyone.
do that. Something from Koei Tecmo, like
Yeah.
ninja guy in there.
Dude, I got it, man. It's
We got
Judge Dredd.
Dude,
You put Judge
yes!
Dredd in
He's
that
not
game.
there already?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, I feel like he should
I
have
don't
I
been
feel like
there.
Dredd was in something.
Was he in one of them?
I don't know,
He
but like
fits
that,
right
seems
in.
that sounds too good.
What was he in?
Don's
Didn't they
no.
put Dredd in something? Yeah, we need Don's takes.
I
here.
don't think Dredd was ever in it.
Not
Well,
Mortal Kombat, but wasn't
Was
Dredd
RoboCop?
somewhere? Maybe I'm just thinking of RoboCop. Yeah.
For Mortal Kombat characters, I think for horror characters, a good guess would be the Strangers. Remember the first Strangers? I think that giant guy with the potato sack on his head or
One
whatever.
of the scariest movies ever made,
That was
hands
scary, right?
down.
And he was so brutal with the axe, he'd be perfect. But if you want to talk 80s, I would say a pack of critters would be a cool character.
Oh,
Critters are vicious,
Brundlefly.
bloody. The Brundlefly.
Dude.
Critters would be cool, and or
Nice.
maybe a guest fatality by Christine, that killer car from the 80s.
yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet, right?
Oh,
Get
dude,
Chris-
yeah.
Get Christine in there.
Dude. Yes,
I
Don.
want. Yeah, I'll take a.
How about the Hound from Game of Thrones?
Game of-
That is a good pick. That's a great pick. Game of Thrones
Because
stock has gone down. It's
WB,
back up with House of the
But also
Dragon.
WB,
Yeah.
the tie-in.
That's
there.
a really, really great pick, dude.
Oh, V8 Dave in our live chat suggested Pumpkinhead, which would be quite good. Pumpkinhead wasn't there yet. No?
Well, I was like, yeah, Pumpkinhead. I was gonna say, freaking get a cameo Christopher. Use the Christopher Walken version of
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow,
Yeah, Headless Horseman. Dude, 'cause of how
That would
violent
be
with his
sick
teeth,
with his fangs.
and stuff, and like cutting off your head and claiming it and running off with it.
I would love that.
It's so good.
That would be
And it's
so
like the
rad.
cheesy looking blood, so it can be like
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah, I they've done so much horror that like I don't know. I want them to do something completely
Yeah,
different. I just
sure.
don't know what
And
genre
now
that
I'm thinking
would
of
be.
like other WB things like that
Yeah.
they've got access to, like a ring wraith or something.
Is Berserk
Berserk?
guy in there? What's his face?
Guts?
Guts, yeah.
I mean, Guts could be in there, I guess.
Dude. That'd be pretty hyper.
Yeah, Berserk's hyper violent. Extremely violent.
Yeah,
But
I think the Hound is just so perfect
That
because
work.
it's like mainstream. You know?
Well, a character fighting in it like would be a little weird because they're not violent and usually cutting each other up. They're cutting up Titans,
Right.
like they shoot each other or something when there's like drama like that. So I think that might not be quite the fit, but you never know. They could maybe. I mean, they're using swords and stuff, so their moves could be kind of like cool looking and stuff, like
Yeah.
grappling and flipping all over the place.
yeah,
And yeah, their fatality is going for the nape of the neck.
the nape of the neck. Yo, it's been so long since she's been in a fighting game. It's time for her to make her triumphant return, dude. Jill Valentine, throw her in there.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Throw her
That
in,
might be
dude.
more sort of
would
a
be
Street
rad.
Fighter character. Yeah,
Yeah.
Resident Evil character being there absolutely would
Get
be
her
cool.
in there, dude.
A
Release
little,
the hounds,
yeah,
dude.
like a piece of olive branch to maybe get your little Street Fighter kid, get Blanca in there.
Oh, or an olive branch to Capcom. Some
Yeah.
of the Darkstalkers characters would be sick in
Oh.
Street Fighter. Or, I mean, in Mortal Kombat. Yeah, that could be very cool.
Huber, would it be too over the line for them to have fatalities for anyone from like from Yakuza? Would you get like Majima in there?
I don't know.
Would that
It's
be
ju-
too intense?
That's super hyper. That's like
That
pretty
is,
violent.
yeah. Mortal Kombat is so
Well, you like
violent and
beat
bloody.
the crap out of people with like bicycles.
Yeah,
and
but you don't like
stuff.
Yeah.
rip off limbs
Yeah.
and heads and stuff.
And the whole meme of like he never kills anyone, Kazuma like never kills anyone, and yeah. But Majima would maybe fit.
Stab someone maybe.
But yeah, it is just so violent, and it does like paint the characters in a different way.
Yeah.
So I understand the hesitation from a lot of devs. You know, it's got to go both ways.
Oh, put Doom Guy in.
Doom Guy is a good
Yeah.
one.
Doom
There
Slayer,
you go.
hell yeah.
Super
Doom Slayer,
fun.
yeah.
hell yeah, that's a really
That
good
Don't need
is
to
one.
hold
Sword?
back. Yeah.
And he was just in Fortnite. That's
Yeah.
a super good one.
You can put Raiden in that.
Raiden? Yeah.
Zandatsuing people,
Zandatsu.
Yeah.
slicing.
But he's
up.
got to be called Jack the Ripper.
Yeah,
That's an alternate costume.
yeah.
Jack.
Sick.
It's a good fatality, like ripping out the spine and using it to pout.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude. Yes.
To imagine, yeah.
What about A4?
Yeah. I mean, those games are rated M. Yeah, sure. Eivor, yeah. But I mean, if you're
Or
going to
just
do
like
it.
any assassin, you know.
Yeah,
which
you
one
would
that
do like
want.
Ezio, obviously. But
Yeah.
We know that.
I think Ezio's in Soul Calibur already, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was.
Yep.
Just get the Sony version. Get console exclusive characters back. Let's get Kratos. in
Kratos
there.
back in. He's been
Kratos,
in
he was in the
Mortal Kombat.
PSP
Get
one.
back in
yeah.
there. Get back
PSP
in.
or PS Vita? PSP
He was in MK9.
and M9, yeah.
Bring him back.
Yep.
Get back.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
With the.
Or he was in the. Was he in Soul Calibur too?
Yes.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
I believe he was.
yeah,
The
the
handheld
console
Soul
exclusive
Calibur.
ones were Soul Calibur, right?
Yeah. That's, I mean, I was wrestling fighting games history of having
Right,
console
got it.
exclusives. Yeah. Soul Calibur has been the
I
big
don't
one.
remember if NK's
Tekken's-
ever had anything that was
No, I don't.
Hot Shots Golf was the best.
Hot Shots Gold.
Yeah, that was the best.
That was cool.
Yeah.
He was in Shovel Knight too.
Yeah, dude, Kratos. Man, that's so fun. I know, now that Smash is done,
Yeah, you got.
we look to Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I like this.
Could any Nintendo character be in this, dude?
Yes.
Like Turok or something?
The Splatoon
I don't
character.
know.
Not a Nintendo
Not even a
character.
Nintendo character. I just associate N64.
A Pikmin could be in there. They die a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And their fatalities all get together and like carry you off and throw you. Yeah, they do something horrible to you. Miyamoto would approve.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he loves
Definitely
it.
would.
Oh, yeah.
Kirby's big
Just get Bowser.
Dude, mouthful mode.
mouthful
fatality
mode, and he just sucks the meat right off the bone like he's eating a chicken
Oh, so
wing.
you just like walk around with your like legs dangling out, like, you're like a skeleton underneath.
just
You see the skeleton protruding through like Kirby's skin. They're so freaky looking. Oh my god. Oh yikes.
From Greg Cadman. Do you guys think that maybe terms like AAA are outdated and unnecessary nowadays? Everyone seems to have a different idea of what it means and doesn't make a lot of sense to me anymore. Huber was calling A Plague Tale Requiem AA, but that game's production values are cutting edge. It pushes the current hardware pretty hard. People will call games like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Gotham Knights both AAA, but one of them pretty obviously had more money put into it than the other. What about games like Yakuza, which sometimes look nice, but they very clearly recycle assets, and each individual game is probably actually made somewhat cheaply? Back in the day when indie game basically meant 2D side-scroller or isometric dungeon crawler, it made a bit more sense, but today you can get indie games that are extremely impressive thanks to engines like Unreal and Unity, games like Bright Memory Infinite, which are made by one person, the very definition of indie, but could quite easily fool anyone into thinking it was a massive studio.
Yeah, it's hard to speculate on video game budgets because they're so secretive, so you never really know how much any game costs. And with Plague Tale being AA, that's what one of the devs said. So I was just regurgitating that
Right.
info. You know, they themselves, that's all you can really go
Yeah, they're
on.
just a smaller team.
That's all you can go on because budgets are secrets.
But they are pushing technology stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. There's like the AA plus, like Hellblade, right? They called it something, though. They call it like AAA, like indie AAA.
They call it, like,
there's
indie
some name.
AAA, I
Yeah,
think,
there's
is
some,
something like that,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's some name for it.
Indie
It's like
AAA.
genres. It is really silly now. Like it's all just kind of muddled all together. It is weird.
Best
Maybe just call,
game
like,
made for $5 million or less.
Maybe just call like big first party games AAA now. Maybe
So,
we're, like, there.
there's something
don't
different.
know.
I think for me, it's still more useful to know about like first, third party, second party. That makes more sense.
Sure.
You start getting to like I'm more interested in like understanding like who's working on a game and like what the team is and like who's involved. Obviously, for some people that might require too much effort in reading. So then, like, so AAA is like the shorthand of like you understood that like this game has a lot of money, probably a big name publisher, developers behind it, so you don't need to do any more digging. Whereas me, it's like that. Yeah, the terms like AAA, AA, whatever, like they're losing their potency. Like,
Yeah.
they don't have the same value as they used to, and they're kind of almost meaningless at this point.
Totally.
But I mean, I would factor like budget into more like when you go to a Wikipedia article and like for a movie or a game, it's like they have a section production or development. Like that's like I like reading that stuff
Right.
and having that. Like that's it encompasses a lot more. So the shorthand for this, I think the only thing it would be of value now is like just pointing out one game was made like with one person and a small budget. This game was made with a huge budget and a lot of people. So maybe expectations when it comes to like what you're getting out of a game, like that might be meaningful to some people. But it's like just calling it AAA. I'd even say like this is a high budget, like large scale project. Blah blah blah. I know that's what AAA is supposed to mean, but I just like hear AAA and I'm like, this term's dumb now.
Yeah.
Like indie.
Yeah.
Right.
Or it's like, what? What is this?
Yeah.
What do you mean anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's definitely weird because, when you look at, like something like, what Obsidian's been doing, like with Pentiment and Grounded, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's like
Small team, yeah.
these are very small
Obsidian,
teams,
yeah.
but at, a developer with a lot of pedigree
Yeah.
and part of Xbox Game Studios.
Ton of resources for sure.
Yeah. When was the generation we probably like the games had that kind of like sort of delineation? Because I feel like remembering
Well, it's
NES
definitely there in the 360 PS3
because I would say like
era.
NES, SNES era, it's like every game like no, they're like they all like you can't really tell if a game's small or not just by just like looking at it at first.
Right.
Like was it like N64, Dreamcast, PS1 or was it like PS2, GameCube, Xbox, or was it really 360?
It was Shenmue. It was the first AAA game ever.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it may have just been like those two generations, the PS2, PS3 generations, where it was like clearly
90
obvious.
million.
I feel like it was when everything was rushing to be 3D games. Indie was like not just like small budget, but like we're not like 3D, we're 2D. Like the question pointed out. So it's interesting to see how its meaning has evolved over time.
Oh yeah, going back and looking at like the stuff that was originally on like Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah.
It's
Geometry
so
Wars.
funny.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean though.
World of
it was just
Goo.
like let's just put some arcade games on that people can download, with some
Smash
small-
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it used to be called Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah.
It's achievement hunting in there for a little time in my life, dude. Yeah.
From Philip Sykes. Hello, Easy Allies. I recently got around to playing Resident Evil Village.
Ooh.
And seeing all the cool bonus stuff available after you beat the game made me immediately jump into New Game Plus on a harder difficulty with an infinite ammo pistol.
Oh, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I've now played through the game multiple times, and I've enjoyed it in many different ways for my first playthrough.
That is nice.
How often do you restart a game straight after finishing it, and what are some of your favorite New Game Plus bonus features?
Ooh, got some.
Fuck. Okay. I gotta get it all straight in my head. Arkham Asylum? City? There was one where you beat it and you unlock the higher difficulty and it removes the counters from their heads.
Oh.
And I'm all about that. And then, of course, you can, on New Game Plus, you upgrade Batman's abilities all the way. So definitely Batman for sure. Good one.
Fun ones are the Tales of series because you get like points. Well, historically, you get these points you get to spend when you beat the game. There are all these extra options you can unlock, like overpowering your stuff, or making the game way harder. All the like really cool stuff that you could do, and like you got to like pick and choose, and it's kind of like fun. Also, Persona 3. Going back to it again.
Persona 3?
Because you can't do everything in Persona
game.
games.
Oh,
You can't
right.
do everything,
Sure.
so that carrying over that stuff, some of that stuff to make it a little bit the combat stuff go way easier because you're over leveled. You don't have to worry about fighting. It's like now you can really focus on the social stuff,
that's cool.
and you know where people are going to show up and stuff. So you try and optimize a little bit more.
sick.
Yeah, that was fun.
That is fun.
I didn't know they had that.
Yeah. I had one in my head, but I forgot. But this one's cool too. Is Dark Souls 2? I
That's
remember.
what I was thinking.
Kind of had like some different enemies and stuff around.
I remember you told me that, and I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I was like, oh, sweet. Yeah.
Hey, that's good. That reminded me of the original New Game Plus, Super Mario Brothers.
Oh,
When you beat the game, enemies change.
right.
Some of the Goombas become little like beetle things. And they
Right,
move
right,
a little
right.
faster. Yeah.
Stop.
Love that.
Yeah. One of the ones I remember from, it's standard now in a lot of games, especially like remasters, but Chrono Cross was one of the first ones I remember. They had the fast forward
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
when you
added?
did New Game Plus.
Really? Whoa, that's sick. That's just a New Game Plus feature?
Yeah, you New Game Plus, you could fast forward all the battles.
Oh
That's
wow,
really
that's
cool. I didn't know that.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do we count something like Legend of Zelda Second Quest? Like you don't have to you beat it, you get like a.
It kind of is.
You just hit the it's
Really?
your same save file. You just hit
Yeah.
it again. You get a whole new quest. You know, it's not
Sick.
same.
All the dungeons are different.
Yeah.
Second time around. Pretty sweet.
Very
Very
cool.
sweet.
From Skylar Simonton. Hey, allies. One of my friends has postulated that video games can act as an empathy educator. He is primarily discussing The Last of Us Part 2, but I have also found it relevant in other games as well. My primary example is Final Fantasy VII Remake, which was my first foray into the FF7 story. The character of Barrett didn't really gel with me until I got to a section where you're forced to play as him. It was then that I realized if I had a Gatling gun for an arm, I'd be yelling all the time too. So my question is to you, allies, what games have allowed you to embody characters in a way that has allowed you to empathize with them, even if they were initially off-putting to you? What alternate perspectives have games allowed you to inhabit to gain greater empathy?
I mean, they weren't annoying but I mean, I just think Life is Strange.
Yep.
It's like the best. Like I liked them to begin with, but it's like
Yeah, if you want an
that
empathy
game,
educator,
yeah.
there you go.
Life is Strange. Yes. It's a lot of good stories in there for sure. A lot of good characters that are like a lot of different types of characters too.
Right. Well, I just played it, so that's why it's in my head. But hindsight, that's very much what that game is about. And again, like you're saying, it's not about somebody you didn't like or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
But it's like you're feeling what they're going through and thinking about like what's it gonna be like when I have to do this. It's like I don't want to see that part of life, but it's like it's gonna come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't think of anything off the top of my head right now.
Like, yeah, nothing like that. But I mean, to say something, like, I like it when there's a villain, especially like a recurring villain who really doesn't have any depth, and then like they give him a good depiction where they seem sympathetic. So like,
Right.
Makes a better villain. I'm thinking, Ganon in the Wind Waker, basically.
Hell
It's like
yeah,
after being like just like, all right, the dude's just like bad and evil, and because the game keeps telling me he's evil, I'm like, okay, cool. He just wants to destroy everything, and it's like. Gets that monologue where he's like, I coveted like your Hyrule and shit because like you guys had like all the like green lands and like plenty of like food and water and everything, and I lived in a desert with my people dying and shit. It's like, okay, there we go. I was like, I always thought you were just like
Some
a
motivation.
mindless
Yeah.
like evil dude, but there's some characterization here. It was like, young enough, I was like, that was pretty cool to see that
Hell
in a
yeah.
game. Yeah,
Still was evil though.
that still is
Still
nothing.
evil.
Still
And
evil.
Breath of the Wild is just nothing.
Yeah.
just
Not a-
mindless
just a
evil.
mindless evil.
Building them up. Here's the kingdom.
Nice. Thanks, Skylar. It's time for bets. This week's bet. Steam Next Fest begins next week on February 6th. So there's going to be a ton of demos out there. Hopefully, most of them will be for games that are actually like still like in the works and ways off. I know in like some of the past ones, like I've had like, oh, there's a cool demo for this. It's like, oh, this game came out a year ago.
Right, yeah.
Like hopefully, like the stuff that's new will float to the top, and stuff that didn't already have demos. Like, I really want to check out stuff that we haven't seen before.
Remake 4.
Yeah, it's a great demo I've never seen before.
Mino and the Hollow would be a good one
Oh yeah,
for public.
for sure.
Ooh, yeah.
But anyways, I'm going to go to that featured list. I'm going to click on the 8th game on their list of featured titles. And I want to know, when I get to that game page, how long will that trailer be? Brad,
1 minute and 50 seconds.
150. Huber,
80 seconds, minute 20.
120. Damiani,
As long as the Tears of the Kingdom direct trailer next week, or 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Why you do this? Why you do this?
Don,
I went with 135. Didn't do that on purpose, Damiani.
Damn, we're so close.
Yeah, we are.
I guess that means I've got the high. I've got 203.
I got the low.
Nice. Last week's bet. GoldenEye came out on Switch
Sure did.
and Xbox. You guys, we just played some. Did a couple hours of that, so take a look for that on our Twitch archives and soon on Easy Allies Plays. I went in there on double agent difficulty, got a couple levels under my belt, and I went to that runway level.
Oh, yeah.
Third level.
Double O agent. Don't get a correction. You said double agent. It's
Oh, I thought I said
double
double O. But, okay.
Just making sure.
Double O agent.
Yeah.
And then I went down that runway while crouched
I forgot about that part.
without firing any weapons
Oh man,
or getting in the tank.
infinite spawn happens on the stage.
Last week I asked everyone, how long would I survive? Brad said 8 seconds. Damiani said 18 seconds.
Trying to, in my head, figure out how long it would take to get to the Gatling guns. 'Cause, like, that's the end. When you hit that, when they trigger, you're done.
You're out of there.
Isla bet 22 seconds. And I bet 19 seconds. The time from when my feet hit the runway until I died, 26 seconds.
Wow.
Oh, it's way longer than I thought it would be.
Isla got the high, bringing the Garrulous Ducks to 3. Quack, quack,
Quack, quack. Quack, 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 quack,
quack, quack, quack, quack,
Quack.
quack. And Sleepy Grizzlies 1.
Oh, I missed that yawn by a second.
Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. Everything that we do is funded by our viewers. So if you enjoy this podcast, if you like our reviews, if you like those awards, all of that stuff has to get paid for. And we do that through voluntary giving through various sources. You can give through a Twitch sub. You can give with the PayPal link that's below in the video description or under the Twitch player. But the most effective way to do that is through patreon.com/easyallies. You can get in there, and by giving, you can get access to a bunch of different features and rewards. There's some exclusive shows like Fast and Loose. There's extended cuts of things like Trash Babies. There is the Golden Voice tier up on the higher end where you can submit a brief thing for Brandon Jones to read for you. There's all kinds of fun, different little things. There's the community showcase where you can submit some art or music or whatever that you've got going on. And then at any level, you get access to this podcast ad-free with 2 bonus Love and Respect questions that we record separately after the live stream. And then at that $5 level, you get early access to the completed product. You get to submit to Love and Respect, and you also get to get in that Discord, so you can throw those news tips in there, and you can show pictures and talk about cooking and talk about sports and racing, and there's all kinds of different little bits of the community in there to interact with. And sometimes you can point out when I forgot to put the right checkbox on the podcast on Sunday, and you can get me to put it up. At the very high end, we have our shout-out tiers, and this month's shout-outs go to Jabawabs, El Thanis, Greg, The Dark Knight Kettering, Raymond Wheeler III, and Zio VGM. Shout out! Isla won that bet, and we've got her on the EZA satellite feed to promote a video, give her final word, and sign off with her trademark sign-off. Take it away, Isla.
Hey, Isla at home again. I just found out I won the bet. So I get to suggest something. Watch the awards, Easy Allies Awards, if you haven't. We just did our goatees, and we put a lot of work into that. There's a 5-hour deliberations video, 5.5, I think. And then I cut together an awards video. That was a lot of fun. Our meanest troll ever, maybe, in there. Blood thought it was funny, so we kept it. Not my fault. It was a lot of fun. It's all in good fun. But yeah, I love doing those. They're a lot of fun. So check that out. I wasn't there, so I don't know what I would say for a final word, except, I don't know, The Last of Us show is cool. Loved episode 3. So I'll kick back to the desk for them to say something, but I'll also just say good night and good game. Okay, bye.
What if we get to put out the fire? And
The fire?
yeah, we get to put out the fire.
Do you do that in those games?
I don't know.
Firefighting game.
It's like yeah, you can power watch me.
Nemo
What
lives
if
on
I guess
fire.
potentially.
There's dead bodies around you, and he just spray it.